Are you looking for a podcast about music that has the power to conjure spirits, past, present, and evil?
Well, then you must be thinking of another podcast.
Oh! Good evening, Kelsey.
Good evening, Robert.
How are you?
I'm living the high life. Every day's a dream.
I bet you are. I actually am at the present moment.
Good.
Life is pretty amazing. You want to know why?
Tell me why.
Mission Impossible just came out.
Okay.
And it's really good, man. Oh, my God.
How
I'm
many
so
are
glad
there
that
now?
this movie came out. This is number 8.
8.
No, it's 8. And it's the last one.
Oh, shit. Did he die?
I'm just going to go in. I mean, you guys.
Let's go in.
I don't think people watch these movies like I do, so it's fine.
Yeah,
I'll just
it's
tell you guys
fine.
shit. Yeah, it's fine. Do you want to crack into it
Yes,
beforehand?
I do.
Okay.
Give me a display of what you got going on.
I found Ribena,
Yes.
not through Amazon, at HEB. So I do have some Guinness, and I'm going to pop open a Guinness and have a Guinness Black.
I'm so jealous.
So, here, hang on.
Get the good
Just down
Foley.
Here. Yep, here we go.
Ooh. Whoa. What
I
was
fucking-
that?
The bottle, like, just kind of lifted up and slammed back down on the desk. But, I'll cut that part out. But
Okay.
that might be the ender now. Like, the uncut, just BAM! But, like, the, like, whoosh, when, like, the lid popped off, that's going to sound fucking
Okay, excellent.
great. All right, but here we go, though. We ready?
Yes.
Ready? I think... Now, it even says on the thing to do the 45-degree pour. But I don't believe that. Oh, but this doesn't have the nitrogen thing in it, so I
No,
guess I
it
don't
doesn't.
have to. So here we go.
Pour it proper. Make the Irish ancestors proud.
Oh, my God, it smells so good.
It looks so good.
Oh, wow.
Look
A
at
bottle
that.
of Guinness does not fill a pint. I did not know that. Because I was afraid I went like a little heavy on the Ribena, but I guess I didn't because
No.
I've got like a good finger at the top.
Everyone needs a good finger at the top.
Oh, it smells so good. What do you got?
I got a good old Heineken 0-0.
Oh, nice.
I
Here we
wish it
go.
was-
Crack it.
Less 0. I've had 2 Diet Cokes today. I can't get this fucking thing open. Ah,
Come on.
got it.
All right. Cheers.
Something fucking floating in there.
Tink.
Oh, it's just a weird
Could
bubble.
be a thumb. Okay, cool.
Okay. Tell me about the
Yeah.
Miss Imp.
Mm-hmm. So delicious. Hold, please. I'm so glad this movie's out because my algorithm is just fixed now. It's just all Tom Cruise, and I'm very happy.
My algorithm is entirely sinners. It's all sinners all the time.
I was like half. Now it's like literally just Tom Cruise, and it's Tom Cruise and this Katy Perry thing that's going around.
Oh my god. Is it that horrible dance?
No, it's her singing the song like, "You're an Indian thumber with a
I have
hard
seen that.
candy." Yeah, that thing. Yeah. I get, like, last night, for real, it went Tom Cruise, Katy Perry thing, Tom Cruise, Katy Perry thing, just back to back. Just
Nice.
like going back to
Just
back
a
and
little
forth.
club sandwich.
So anyway, Tom Cruise did show up to Dallas. He was here for Mission Impossible.
Oh.
He went to the Cinemark IMAX at Webb Chapel, and he went to AMC at North Park.
Oh man.
Now, I've been to the North Park one, so I was like, oh, man, I've been there. But, so he only went to those 2. Super cool. Saw the people, did his stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I've just been getting, like, all this background shit about the movies. I want to tell you about this one. It's so cool.
Tell me about it.
So there's okay, so basically he decided, I want to wing walk in this movie,
Wing walk.
which is where
On an
you're on a
airplane?
biplane.
Oh,
Yep,
God.
you're on a biplane and you know how they got all the struts and like the bars and stuff so you
Yeah.
can like grab on and walk out onto the wing? He wanted to do that.
Why?
So he picked a plane that he knows how to fly because he knows how to fly all these fucking things in real life.
Of course he does.
And devised choreography for like what he thought he could feasibly do. He knows when you flip it upside down that the engine stalls and how long it takes to right it back over and then start it again to take off before you plummet and die. And so him and the director just like worked out a thing and he's like, okay, I think we got it. And then he made that fucking happen.
What is actually wrong with Tom Cruise, though? Like, what? He was born wrong.
He said that he has just always wanted to know whatever it is. Just like when he is introduced to an idea, if he likes it, he just wants to know everything about it. So
Okay.
apparently, now this is one I just learned, he's had a deep love for aerial photography for like a long time. So
Interesting.
he's always done stuff with planes since Top Gun, trying to like make aerial photography better and better and more sophisticated and stuff.
Okay.
Like he's just like really into airplane photography for some reason.
How did they do, like, the cinematography for the planes in Top Gun? Were they up there with cameras and shit, like the original one?
So a lot of it is just a camera with him while he's really flying, doing all that shit.
So he was, like, flying in Top Gun, too?
Oh yeah, he flies those jets for real.
What the fuck?
Yeah, he can take off from an aircraft carrier, which you know is like extremely fucking hard to do, right?
Yeah.
Like it's fucking really hard to land and take off from aircraft carriers. It's a big fucking
I
deal.
can imagine.
He can do it though. So, he's doing this biplane thing, and I saw at Cannes Film Festival where they debuted the movie, and it got a 7.5 minute standing ovation afterward.
They always fucking do that at cons, though. Like, they're just...
I know.
They're very excited about cinema there. They're just like, what? Movie? Oh, my God. I'm going to clap about it.
I almost started a clap at the end of my Mission Impossible, but like the crowd was kind of, so I just left it alone and nobody clapped. But there
think
were
you
kids
need
like
to
down at the
see-
front, just like playing on their phone with a flashlight and stuff. Like they were making it a weird
God.
time. It kind of
Annoying.
sucked.
I feel like you need to see Mission Impossible in a theater of like dedicated fucking
Oh, yeah.
weirdos who just love that shit.
Fuck
because
yeah.
you would dig that.
I really would. I would do a 7-minute standing ovation for that movie. Just, the joke's so great.
Everyone starts doing backflips, aerial photography.
But so, you ready for this though? This is
Tell me
stupid
about
nuts.
it. Okay.
The director goes, I want you guys to understand this when you go watch this film later. So this is like it premiering at Cannes or something, right?
Uh-huh.
He goes, there's going to be a scene later in the movie with Tom on an airplane, all seen the trailers and the posters, like you know the plane. He's like, there's a scene later on where a strut gets damaged and it's going to break off. It's a Mission Impossible movie. There's tension. Sorry to spoil
Yeah.
it. But the camera's in profile. You're going to see Tom Cruise. It's focused on him. The camera's going to look at the strut that's damaged, focus on the strut, back to Tom Cruise, refocus on him. He was like, I hope you guys understand, there can't be a crew in a biplane with Tom Cruise at 10,000 feet. So that
Yeah.
means Tom is flying the plane, turning the camera, focusing the camera, making sure that while he's flying it, the lighting is right so that they can see what they need to see of the strut correctly, swapping it back, refocusing on him. He is the crew in the plane during the shot.
This dude, he must take so much Adderall. Like, I don't know how one human does all this shit.
He just does shit. Like, it's wild to me. And he's so, like, little kid about it all the time. Like, he literally is just like a giant child. And that's how he plays and has fun, which is weird.
Yeah.
So, like, I saw this one. There's a scene at the end where he's falling out of a plane and he's got to, like, do something with this machine before he dies.
Okay.
And to film it, they basically have this giant, like, suit, and there's a little strap on the front, and they have, like, basically a whole dolly arm that sticks out from him with the camera on the end,
Oh
so
my
that while he
God.
plummets, it can stay focused on him, right?
So he like skydived out of the air with a big camera strapped to him.
Yeah.
Okay.
And to make sure that it's right, he's like laying on the floor in this airplane hangar going like, okay, can you see everything? Like, because like when I'm falling, I imagine my hands are going to be down here. And they're like, yep, that looks good. Like they literally plan it that closely and then fly him up and just push him out. And then he does it.
Goodbye, Tom Cruise. Good luck on the way down. How many
That is
times do you think
fucking
they
nuts
had
to
to
me.
do that shit?
Once.
What?
He just did it. Yeah, he does it.
My God.
He plans it. That's how he does it. He plans everything. Makes sure that he thinks he could do it. And then he does it. And that's it.
You gotta admire the dedication. The man is
this
nothing
one.
if not dedicated.
This is an old one. This is from part 5.
That's
That's
old?
No. This one that I'm about to tell you.
Okay.
He had to hold his breath for 6 minutes underwater, right?
Yeah, and didn't he end up holding it for like 24 or something?
Yeah. You want to know why?
Tell me why.
He has to overtrain because he has to have the thing on to take the deep breath, remove the mask. You have to wait for the bubbles to go away so that you can film the shot correctly. Wait for the
Okay.
crew members to leave. Then you film the 6-minute scene.
My
Then you
God.
got to wait for the people to come back in to give him air again. So he has to overtrain. So he's holding his breath for really 8 to 10 minutes for a 6-minute shot.
That's so stressful.
And he does it, though. It's nuts. Okay.
Are you one of those
Anyway.
people like myself who, in a movie where they're underwater, you like hold your breath while they're holding their breath?
Absolutely. And
You
I passed
got
out
to.
when I watched part 5. No. Couldn't do it. Especially not in this one, because he also does like a deep sea dive, which was terrifying. It was horrible. You'll love it.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go ahead and tell you real quick the gist and the 2 big things that like go down, right?
All right.
So the whole thing in this movie is there is an AI that is taking over all of cyberspace, and it is
Naturally.
now capturing every government's nuclear warlord.
Oh my gosh.
And it basically wants to eradicate all people and be the only thing left alive.
So it's like Skynet.
Pretty much. But it needs to be led into this secure vault. Apparently, there's like a vault somewhere in South Africa where they basically store all of human history that's deemed worth saving.
What? Like
And
for
it-
real?
I don't know. I want to know because
gonna
it's
Google
kind
this.
of nuts. But the idea is it can survive like nuclear war so that if all of humanity died, there would be a safe collection of just all of human data somewhere for
Okay,
people to
yeah,
find.
it's called the ProQuest History Vault.
Yeah.
It's a digital archive. So it's, well, this is related to South American history. So maybe they tweaked it for the movie. They're like, no, it's all
Maybe.
history.
But like, yeah, this thing's supposed to be, well, they said anything deemed worthy, you know. So like, what do you deem worthy?
Yeah.
These governments and stuff. But so this movie is literally a culmination of all 8 of them.
Shit.
So everyone knows the scene in the original one where like he falls from the wire and he's like hanging there and he doesn't touch the
Mhm.
floor or whatever. The guy that was running that room that he steals the stuff from is in this movie. The whole
Ah.
reason this AI exists is something he stole in part 3 that we never knew what it was. And it turns out it
Oh.
all led to this thing. It's
Well,
like
that's cool.
tying up all this shit together. Because like these are literally unsolved things from like 5 movies ago. And it's like that actually kickstarted everything that's happened since.
So he was planning all this, or did he just have like loose ends? He's like, I want to tie that up.
I think he just had loose ends and it just naturally kind of worked.
Okay.
So they did it. And it was pretty fucking rad. But so he's going to try to stop this AI. This AI wants inside this vault. And along the way, it's capturing like all these governments' nuclear warheads and stuff. And it's
Okay.
threatening to launch them and then wipe out
Cool.
all of people. Right?
Nice.
But they know that it can't do it until it's in the vault or else it will just eradicate itself. Like it's not going to act
Ah.
against itself. So like they know they have like a little bit of time.
So,
So like
so the robot is like climbing around in cyberspace, trying to get into this
yes.
secret vault to then
Well,
obliterate everything outside the vault.
yes.
That's cool. I like that.
Yeah, it wants to basically wipe us all out and then hope that thousands of years in the future something else finds us, or the people who survive are strong enough that it deems those people worthy to actually be led by itself, the entity.
Okay.
So, weird concept. It's a very heavy-handed exposition opening. Like, there's a lot fucking going on.
Okay.
And then it's just all action shit the rest of the way. But the idea is, you like Ving Rhames, right?
I know the name. Let me look at his face. Bing
Look at that beautiful
Rhames.
man's face.
Oh yeah, I love this man.
Okay. He's been in them since the first one.
Okay. All of them?
Not all of them, but he's been in most of them.
Mm.
He was out for like a couple there, and then they brought him back, and he's been a staple again.
Okay.
Okay, I waited a little bit. Okay, that motherfucker died. It was so sad.
No.
Oh, Luther died. I was so sad. And I fucking knew I was going to get ripped apart at the end. Because, so, this AI is in cyberspace. But it originally was inside a Russian sub where they were testing it to try to, like, it was supposed to be able to, like, cloak itself against all enemy radar so that, like, the sub could be invisible. But instead, it made the sub blow itself up.
The exact opposite.
Yeah. So now the original source code for this AI is at the bottom of the fucking ocean in some sub.
That's a cool backstory, actually. I dig that.
And the only way to kill it is to get that original source code, and then Luther built like a digital poison that could like infect the AI and basically wipe it out later, right?
I love the concept of digital poison.
It gets so much more wild though. So eventually he has to go to the bottom of the ocean to the sub to find that original hard drive with the original source code for this entity thing in it, right?
Don't forget your Mad Catz controller.
Bruh. That probably 10 minutes, 11 minutes maybe, is pure cinema. It is
Of him,
so
like,
amazing.
going down?
There's not a fucking word for like 11 minutes because he is alone in a sub. Who the fuck's he going to talk to?
Yeah.
So he says nothing. It is just him doing all the stuff he's doing.
Nice.
And it was
I love that.
riveting. It was fucking riveting, man. There was a guy next to my mom squirming. He was like, oh, because it's so much. He goes to the bottom. He gets in the sub. And then, of course, when he like does the airlocks to make room for him to get in, it shifts the weight and it starts crumbling the rocks it's on. And then it's on a fucking undersea hill. And he's in a rolling sub for a long time while it's rolling towards an edge to fall further down.
Do you think Tom Cruise did that?
I know he did like the spinning around stuff, but I know he's not really in the sub. You know,
'Cause that would be so much.
Well, I know he didn't because what they have to have him do is nuts.
Okay.
And I'm about to tell you because it is. You're gonna be like, why is that the plot of this fucking movie? Okay.
For some reason, I'm thinking of Ad Astra as you're talking about this, and all the like
A little
insane
bit.
shit that happens.
Oh, absolutely. It's like
okay.
minutely detailed stuff. So since it's a digital cyberspace AI, everything they're working with has to be analog, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then you get into like how the AI has taken over all the nukes, so all the countries are at war with one another, and he has to get on a certain sub because it's the closest to this basically like radar station, like you know how we have those things that pick up like earthquakes, and so like we have the things that can like pick up, oh, it started over there because we could read the tremors and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's some that do that for underwater phenomenon, and so
Okay.
it's an analog thing, and if they can pinpoint in that time frame this big enough explosion from when the sub went down, they know where to get the sub, right? But he has to go to where that place is. Well, no, he's on a sub close to where he thinks it'll be. He has his friends go to the station to try to figure out the coordinates, but other people are there looking for coordinates. It gets nuts. And then he has like this old analog like tracking thing on him. So basically, they don't know where Tom Cruise is. They just know that they have to try to signal the coordinates to him. He has a limited time frame to find it. He will then have to go to the sub, alone. He can't talk to them. Find the thing, be trapped under the ice,
Oh
and
my
they
God,
will
no.
have to find where he is via that tracker thing. And so the girl's like, so basically you're saying we're going to part ways. You're going to go to a sub while we find this, and then we have to show up at the same place at the same time to just hope you don't die.
Okay.
And he's like, yeah. And the idea is he's going to drown, but because it's so cold, like that guy that you told me about
Yeah, like that
that like
dude.
drowned down below, right?
Yeah.
That the cold will basically preserve him, and if they can find him fast enough, they have a decompression chamber, and they will save him.
Oh my God, I can't. I think about that story all the time, like all the time. It grosses me
Yeah.
out.
So he's in the sub. It's 500 feet, or like 500 whatever below sea level.
Okay.
So it's so far down there that decompression is going to be a fucking bitch.
Uh-huh.
And they said, so he gets a suit that is good up to 300. So he's going to be a
Naturally.
little fucked up. He has to get to the surface as fast as possible, but you have to breathe out the whole time, because if you ever hold your breath when you're coming up to decompress, your lungs explode.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
bad.
So you got to breathe out the whole time. And because of how fast he's going to be coming up, he's guaranteed to get the bends, which is
Yeah.
where nitrogen enters all your muscles and basically causes horrible cramps, pain, and it's hard to fucking function.
Yeah, my cousin got the bends. Did I ever tell you about that?
Gross. No.
Yeah, he had to like live in a hyperbaric chamber for like 3 weeks. It was awful.
Yeah. So he knows all that's going to happen, and he knows that he'll drown. Because, like,
And
he's
he
going
just-
to fucking drown.
And he's just
But
chill about
hopefully
it.
they'll find him.
I'm Tom Cruise. It's fine.
So the whole sequence where he's coming back up to the surface when he gets out of the sub, which was fucking a lot,
Uh-huh.
you have to watch him drown, which was
No.
grody. It
I
was
hate that.
fucking grody. Plus, he's swimming and getting the bends, and his muscles are all freaking out. And it was a
No.
lot, dude. It was a lot to behold.
God.
And I think they knew that, so they gave you obligatory tit shots for like 2 minutes straight right after. It was really weird to me.
Like, we know that was a lot. Just look at this and calm down.
I need you to look up Haley Atwell. She's the new girl that's in these movies.
I know
And
that
they
name.
straight up just do tit shots right after he drowns, and she saves him. And they do it a
Okay.
lot. And I was like, okay, so that's to like calm us down. I gotcha.
Where do I know her from? She was
She was
in
in-
Black Mirror.
Okay. Well, I know her from Captain America.
Mm.
But so anyway, that happens. Then there's the whole plane thing, which most of that's in the fucking trailers. It's just nuts. And then to know that he's really doing that shit, it was phenomenal.
Yeah.
But then the idea is they have to let the AI into that secure bunker. They're going to try to let it in, and then they built a thing that's like a 5D flash drive that holds like 360 terabytes. And they're hoping to like trap it in this thing.
Wait, go back to 5.
I fucking know. It's a lot.
What is
I'm-
5D?
I'm sorry that this is so much in the opening part of this. It's so much. I don't know. There's nothing big enough to get it to like hold this
Okay.
entity. And at one point, this guy's like, "Wait, did you really build this?" And he's like, "This is like a theory." And they're like, "Yeah, until Luther built one." So it's like plot stuff. Just like,
Okay.
of course, we built a theoretical thing magically to catch this a month
Yeah.
beforehand. Well, days beforehand, really, because this whole movie takes place in 3 days.
All right.
72 hours. So Haley Atwell is like one of the best pickpockets. So the
Okay.
idea is they'll let the entity into the thing. They're going to route it to this 5D flash drive.
Yes.
As soon as it's in the flash drive, she will have 100 milliseconds to remove it from the thing. Because either
100 milliseconds.
it will fill up the drive, and then if she doesn't pull it in time, it'll launch the nukes because it'll be
Oh
able
my
to
God.
get the codes out. But if she pulls it too soon, they won't capture the entirety of the entity, and then it still exists out in cyberspace.
What the fuck?
But then at the same time, Simon Pegg gets shot, so he's having to walk people on how to fucking do surgery on him while he tells them how to splice the thing, because he's the only one that knows how to work the fucking computer shit. And that was stressful. It was
You
a
look
lot.
stressed out.
It was a lot. It's a 3-hour movie.
My God. I'm surprised he put all this in 3 hours. I figured it would be 4.
Taylor goes, that feels like 3 hours. And I was like, I feel like we just fucking started, man. This was amazing. But anyway, he doesn't die. The only person that dies is Luther. Everyone else lives. And it ends with them all like parting ways. So like it could be over. If we
Okay.
stopped here, we'd be good.
All right.
But like any movie with like, Freddy's Final Nightmare, there's going to be more.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I mean, there's always money in the banana stand. He's going to keep on coming back.
Yeah. Like he's going to think of a stunt that he wants to do and then he's going to come do it.
I think that's true. But also, I think that in like 20 years, how old is Tom Cruise?
62.
Okay. Well, he's probably going to live to be like, what, 92? So in, 50 years from now? 30 years? I'm bad at math.
Yeah. Okay, he's 62. So in 30 years, he'd be 92.
Okay, so in 2055, what we're going to see is like Mission Impossible, one last ride or something, Dad's last jump. And he's going to like have a situation where he has a son by way of Haley Atwell or whatever. And he's teaching his son how to be a world-class spy or whatever the fuck Tom Cruise does in these movies. And then they have an actual stunt that they perform wherein Tom Cruise, the actor, knows this will be his last stunt because he will
And then he
die.
dies right there.
And everyone's he's not going to tell anybody. And they're all going to be like, oh my God, we can't use this footage. And then inside of Tom Cruise and his exploded corpse, there's going to be a note that's like, please use this footage. This is my plan all along.
You got to change the timeline, though, because he did come out and say he plans to make movies till he's 100 years old. So you got to give him 8 more years. You can't tell me that it's probably not going to happen, though, because he does what he says. So he's probably got some Scientology medicine that'll keep him around till 100.
Yeah, just by sheer willpower alone. The man is really something.
So anyway, it was a fucking good movie, and you guys should go see it, because it is a sight to fucking behold. And I would love to see it in like a legit IMAX, because I think the sub thing would be way too nuts.
I think that would be unwatchable in IMAX. I would not be able to be
fucking terrifying. You would hate it because it is so silent. It's just the sound of water and his breathing for 11 minutes.
No, I hate that.
Then
that
the
is
creaking
cinematic, though.
While it's like rolling down the hill thing, and he's in a room with all the torpedoes. So as it's rolling, they keep like coming unclipped and falling in the middle, and they're like crushing him, and they just wait for it to roll more so that he can get free. And then the door gets broken, and so he has to go out a torpedo tube. But these are full, and I'm getting closer to the edge. I gotta get out of here quick.
God, it sounds like
so much.
Sandra Bullock in Gravity, like that whole scene where she's just like,
yes,
the whole time.
It is exactly like that.
God, I can't.
Oh, dude, I want to watch Gravity. I haven't seen that in a
Good
minute.
fucking movie.
That's a great movie.
What's the last time you saw a movie in IMAX?
So I go to
can't
XD
even tell you.
a lot. Like I go to XD, which is like Cinemark's version. I've never been to like a true IMAX because I've been to the one. Oh, I've been to one. I've actually been to one ever, and it was fucking Amazing Spider-Man 2 with Tom Holland. Not Tom Holland. Andrew Garfield. It's not the best movie to have seen in there, but if I go before that, it would be the IMAX at Stonebriar, where I saw Clyde with a Chance of Meatballs 7 times.
Oh my God.
Because I was able to see it for free, so I just kept going back. The only person in the fucking theater.
In IMAX.
IMAX, me alone, just being all like, Radbirds, just play dead. Like, yeah, I love that movie.
Oh, something wrong with you.
I know. I know.
In the best way.
Immensely. So anyway, that's Mission Impossible. It's fucking great. I truly don't believe it's the last one. I would be okay with it. It was fucking pretty rad. But apparently that's just my jam. Well, I don't care. I like them. They're great.
Yeah.
They're good shit.
Everybody I talked to was like, those movies are still happening? Or they just don't like them.
Yeah, they're still happening because they're fucking cool. I think I only think they're so cool because he's doing all the shit. It's like
Yeah.
Like, it's not really Hollywood magic. It's like I'm watching a snuff film almost. You know what I mean? This man could actually fall away. By the way, well, the villain in this movie dies from a nut shot, by the way.
Okay.
He falls out of this airplane and he hits the back rudder square between the legs and then goes like, ooh, and then he flips over and his head hits the propeller and then he dies.
Oh
but
my
still,
God.
he basically died by nut shot, and that's what I say.
Fantastic.
It's great. Phenomenal.
Okay. Can I tell you about my impossible mission?
Yes.
Okay. I've been going, and I say I have been going to the DMV for the last week and a half or so.
That's my next month. I have an appointment in June, and I don't remember when.
Yeah. When did you get that appointment?
Oh, when did I book it?
Yes.
March.
Yeah.
March or February?
Right now, if I were to book right now in DFW, I have to go in October. October.
Yeah, because I
What
noticed
the
that my
fuck?
driver's license was going to go out, and I went, I hear tell it takes a long time to get in, so let me look. And then trying to work it into my like Fridays off when I'm not at work.
Yeah.
Very limiting. So I'm driving to one that's like insanely fucking far away just to get it done before my birthday, before it's actually out.
Yeah. Good plan. So I started. So we've been driving in our Arkansas plates and with our Arkansas licenses,
Ooh.
which while it's not illegal, it feels
It's not-
weird because
It's frowned upon.
yeah, like a cop is not going to stop you just for having an out-of-state plate and no registration because like
Yeah.
in Arkansas, I don't have to have a registration sticker on my car, which is wild to me. So I've just been driving without the sticker, and sometimes I look over and I'm like, oh, fuck, my registration. And then I'm like, oh, yeah, Arkansas car. It's fine.
Yeah.
But
That's why my dad always had Oklahoma plates. Because
Yeah, there
it was
you go.
cheaper to just have Oklahoma plates and not pay all the shit here.
yeah, the problem with Arkansas is that you have to file a tax assessment or something. Like every year, if you have property that's
Taxes
registered,
in that state.
yeah, they tax everything, man. It's ridiculous. So like every year you have to tell them what your property is. Like if you have an RV or a jet ski or a
Jesus.
motorcycle or a car,
Okay.
you have to go down to the tax office and be like, I have this many vehicles and this is how much I think they're each worth. And then they tax
Oh my
you
God.
on that amount every fucking year. So you're paying
On an
like,
estimated worth?
yeah, and you have to like justify it and shit. But they do a lot of taxing
That's-
in Arkansas.
Okay.
It's insane. So we're like, let's get Texas plates. Let's officially move back to Texas. So
Yeah.
we, I say we, it's mostly been me because like Richard has a job and I don't. So
Yeah.
he's the one like making the appointments online. I'm the one like going down there with the paperwork and holding it in front of people and being like, please help. So
Yeah.
I go to the DM or it's not the DMV. It's a different one. It's
You're going
some
to
kind
like
of,
it's like
it's like a license.
It's like a tax
registration.
office kind of place.
Yeah, yeah.
And they
Tax
handle all that
assessor?
kind of stuff. It's like a
Yeah,
tax
they-
comptroller office or some bullshit.
Yes, the big weird tax office in Denton. Luckily, I live in the county seat. I don't know if I lived, in the colony or something, would I have to drive up here and do that shit? I have no idea. But who knows?
Yeah.
Not I.
I think so. Yeah.
Probably. But yeah, so I went up with the paperwork for my car, the paperwork for Richard's car, and all of our
Okay.
stuff. And I'm like, here is everything to have us get our new things. And Richard's
Okay.
stuff was all taken care of. We got his all fixed and finished. He has an EV, so his was different. For
Okay.
my car, they're like, well, you need to get an emissions test before we're able to actually like register your car.
Yeah.
I'm like, fair enough. So I go get an inspection. And because you have to like schedule these appointments out and whatever, it takes time. and whatnot.
Yeah.
But so the way that it landed is I had scheduled the tax collector appointment, and then the week after that we were going to go to the actual DMV and get our shit, like get our licenses taken care of.
Yeah.
So the DMV appointment we made out in Wichita fucking Falls, because that's the only one that I could get in May. That's like the closest one that I could get.
Okay. Jesus. All right.
So we drive the 200 miles
That's
out
what?
to Wichita Falls.
I was like, that's like 3 hours? 4?
It's an hour 45, so
Okay.
it's not like prohibitively far, but it is like farther than I would ever want to drive
It's
for
still
paperwork.
200 fucking miles.
Yeah. So we go all the way out to Wichita Falls, and Richard has to take his laptop because he can't get time off of work. So he's just like working in my passenger seat on a hotspot.
Okay.
And I'm driving us out there.
This
And
is already nuts.
yeah. So
This sounds
of
like a
course-
Mission Impossible movie.
Yes. Of course, like we get 10 minutes down the road and Richard's like, did you remember to grab your title? I'm like, no. He's like, we have to go back and get your title.
Oh my God.
So we have to like turn around, go get the title. And I just grabbed, like, we have a whole bag of, like a fireproof bag of all of our important documents and shit. And I'm like, I'm just going to grab all this because they emailed me and they were like, all you need to bring is like one proof of residency, which like, not even a proof of residency, one valid ID is what they wanted. I'm like,
Okay.
cool, I have a passport. I'll bring that.
Yeah. The best form.
But yeah, I'm really glad we turned around and got that fucking bag of paperwork because we needed all of it.
Oh my
So-
God. Okay.
We get there and there's like a pre-desk. So there's a guy that like looks at what you want to do and looks at your paperwork and says like, yes, you have enough paperwork, or no, you don't have enough paperwork. And so
Okay.
we go up to this dude and we're like, we are here to get our driver's licenses replaced because we were in Texas, we moved out of Texas, got new ones, and we had to surrender the old ones. So now we're back. We had to reactivate the Texas licenses, and boom.
Okay.
And the email, of course, said just bring one valid form of ID and you'll be fine. And he's like, okay, you're going to need one valid form of ID as well as 2 proofs of residency. You're going to need proof that your car is registered in your name, and you're also going to need proof of insurance on the car. I'm like, okay, that's more information than we were prepared to give, but luckily it's all in this fucking bag. So I'm like, all right, so we have Richard's car, which is registered to him, and he's got his registration here. I have my car, and I have the title. It shows it's mine because I've paid it off, and
Yeah.
it's like in Arkansas and all that. But I don't have the registration yet because my appointment for that is tomorrow. He's like, well, you can't get a license. I'm like,
Okay.
well, I drove an hour and 45 minutes, so I'm going to get a license today. What do I need to do? And also I'm saying that through tears because I'm like, I can't do this again.
Yeah.
Like, I was so pissed. I just immediately started
Oh my
shooting
God.
tears. So we go sit back down because he's like, I don't know, I can't help you. And we're just like waiting for our numbers to be called. And Richard's like, well, what if you go up to the person and you just like show them my car, because his car is registered to the both of us. And if I just
Okay.
don't mention that I have a truck. Also, let me
Okay.
just go off on this tangent. Like, why does it matter whether my car is registered in the state to get a driver's license? Why does that matter?
Because
A 16-year-old kid who's
Well,
getting
yeah.
their license for the first time doesn't
You
have
don't
a
have to
car
do that.
registered to them. Like,
True that.
if I had just told them I don't have a car, I'm just wanting a license, would they have been like, okay, one form of ID? Like, why?
Yeah, I think so.
Because at 16, I didn't have bills in my name coming to the house. I didn't have proof of residency.
I know. I think about this shit all the time.
What the fuck? So,
Like they let kids get away with murder, man. Okay.
so I go up to the counter. This lady calls my number, and I go up there, and I'm actively crying and trying not to. And I'm like, I have all this documentation. I just want a Texas license. And I give her the fucking registration. And for some stupid ass reason,
Okay.
the registration is listed as still being in the colony at our old house. And the mailing address is to our Arkansas house. So
Fuck.
nothing at all matches our current address because it like forwarded the mail and they just didn't update the address whenever we told them to update the address.
Okay.
So she's looking at all my stuff and she's like, "Hun, are you married?" I'm like, "Yes." She's like, "Is your husband here?" "Yeah." call him up here. And so I have to
Good,
call
then
my
here.
owner over and be like, hey, Mr. Man, come register your fucking property with this woman because I can't make it work. So because he is my husband, and thank God I had our marriage certificate on me,
Mm-hmm.
he was able to verify, yes, this is my wife. Yes, she does live at this address with me. Here's bills in my name because I'm the man and I own the house. And I felt
Yeah,
so...
remember what I told you about me just trying to get Taylor to be able to go to school because she has no bills
Yes.
and no job. So they said, okay, he has to prove it. So give me all of his pay stubs, his bills. I'm not fucking going to school.
No.
I'm not going there.
Yeah,
And
so
then
I
they
was just
said,
like...
he's not enough to prove this for you.
It's fucking crazy. Like, the amount of paperwork that you need to do fucking anything. And I'm picturing, like,
Yeah.
what it must be like for a person who doesn't have a home or doesn't have enough bills to prove that they're a resident, or, like, just has a passport or a green card, or, like, I just...
Yeah.
It was so much, and it was so frustrating. And I was so angry the whole time. But fucking got a license finally. So
Okay, good.
got that taken care of, and then I went back to the other place today to get my registration taken care of, and they almost didn't give it to me because I had the wrong form, but I was like, let me fill out another one. I don't want to leave.
Yeah.
And they
fuck
let me fill out the other one, and I filled it out, and I got it done. But
Thank
there's just
God.
so much like red tape. It makes me so
Yeah.
angry for the people. Like, I'm unemployed. I got time on my hands. I can go do shit like this. People that have full-time jobs, or people that, like, I just don't have a car that will get them to the location where you have to go do all this shit, or don't have a printer at home. There's so many fucking barriers to entry for any kind of documentation to be a U.S. citizen or to drive a car. It's wild. It should be
Yeah.
easier. That's my 2 cents on that.
Bureaucracy at its finest.
Yes. One more piece of bureaucracy to take care of. And I guess it's bureaucracy. I don't know. This is a follow-up on my fucking sleep study that I had to do, because I'm apparently a sleep apnea victim or something.
Yeah.
So the doctor, we've been through it with the doctor. They still don't want to diagnose me with anything. They're like, it's probably sleep apnea. So I took the sleep test, and it was $125, by the way. $125 for me to go home with a thing that measures my oxygen and my pulse and wear it overnight. But it was so
Okay.
much stuff to wear, and it was so annoying. I don't like having stuff on me when I sleep. Like, I have a blanket and a shirt, and that's like it. That's the maximum amount of things. And I had to, like, wear a tight elastic belt, like, directly underneath my titties, just, like, cinched
Okay.
as tight as possible, velcroed down to me. And there's a sensor on the side of it that, like, measures the depth of your ribs as you breathe. So
Oh,
it, like,
okay.
sees when you stop breathing, or, like, how deep you're breathing, if you're suddenly breathing really shallow, or, like,
Yeah.
gasping or whatever. So there's that. There was a pulse sensor, which is like a cord that comes out of the thing under your boobs and, like, straps onto your finger. And they were like,
Yep.
you should probably strap this down. Like, it clamps onto your finger, but go ahead and tie the cord to your finger too, and maybe even your wrist, to prevent it from coming off in
Yeah.
the night. So I tucked it up under my watch, and I taped it to my finger, and I stuck the thing on. And then there's a fucking oxygen cannula, like the little,
Oh my
like,
God.
the nose
Yeah.
thing that you have to wear over your
Uh-huh.
ears and under your chin, and then cinch it up. I was so uncomfortable. I had nightmares all night about just like face huggers being on me, and just, like, stuff
my
grabbing
God.
me and trying to drag me
Jesus.
underground because I'm a sensitive sleeper. And so I'm hoping that didn't affect the results in any way. But I took the sleep test 1 full week ago, and I have not yet gotten my results. And I called them today, and they're like, we're closed. So I'm probably going to have to wait over Memorial Day weekend, which is forever in a day.
Yeah.
Happy Memorial Day if you're listening to this on YMBToAP Day.
Yep.
I'm tired of it, and I want my results. And if they call me to tell me, like, oh, there are no results, then fine. I'm done.
Then we're just done.
We're
Yeah.
just done. Like, I'm really tired of chasing a diagnosis for something that, like, it doesn't, I don't want to say it doesn't affect my life, because yeah, it affects my life, but it's something that I can live with uncomfortably, and if I have to do that, so be it.
Rather than the potential to be comfortable, but dream about face huggers.
Yeah. I'm just tired.
Still uncomfortable.
I genuinely don't think it's sleep apnea. I really don't. And I would be happy to find out whether it is or not, at least, because I paid money for it and they still haven't even called me once about it.
But even then, let's say they say it is and then they treat you, but nothing changes.
Yeah.
You know?
It is a cycle of bills and appointments, and I'm kind of ready to get off the merry-go-round because now I have like medical debt and I don't want.
Yeah. That's so stupid. That's so stupid.
Fun. It's fun to be alive in this world, and I enjoy it thoroughly and greatly every single day.
I kind of want to do that thing, though. I want to wear the thing.
You want
I
to
just
strap
know.
a monitor?
I think it sounds fun. And just be like, all right, let's see what happens. See you in the morning. I would probably sleep really comfy.
God, even with my fucking sleeping pills, I was like, I'm going to die. Like fighting demons.
Okay.
I had him tape my nose thing to my face because I was like,
Yeah.
I'm going to peel it off in the middle of the night. And I woke up, one of the pieces of tape fucking gone. God knows where. So
that's what I was going to ask next. So you said you sleep pretty free. Do you sleep like spread? Do you sleep like really tight?
I sleep in a cocoon. Like I wrap the comforter around me loosely. I don't like tight stuff strapped to me.
I am dressed fully.
In
full suit and tie,
and shoes.
Right? Yeah.
Sunday best.
Fucking my legs are crossed, arms like super pulled in, and I mean blanket tucked.
Style.
I am literally I am sarcophagi fully.
Just imagine you being like, Taylor, can I get a tuck in? And she's like pulling the comforter as tight as possible and stuffing it under you. And you're like,
fucking more. I do. So like, well, I pretty much tuck it in like under like my shoulders the most. So I'll like grab it like this, and then I stuff it under. Yeah, I don't like to sleep very free. Just fucking
Yeah, I have comforter up to my nose and then like towel over my head to cover my eyes, and then just a little bar of my skin showing there.
Yeah, I like the blanket to cover my nose just a bit because I feel like if like it's too cold, that's when you get like, you know, the dry sinuses, nosebleeds and stuff.
Yes.
But like you keep it naturally kind of. It's all nice in it. It's like
just loose.
It's like your own little humidifier.
There you go.
Know? Yeah,
it's perfect. Just looking through a letterbox.
Beautiful. Yeah. So, well, keep us posted on when you get the study back because I'm very curious.
I will. I'm going to call him again Tuesday and be like, tell me how I slept. Because it's keeping me up at night, to be frank.
Because you nightmared about face huggers, and I'm waiting for him to be like, this is like the best sleep you've ever seen. This is so smooth.
Good, girl.
And you're like, I slept so bad. And you're like, no, this is how you're supposed to sleep.
Perfect health.
Right here.
Good job.
Right here. Yeah. All right. Well, with that, you wanna take a little break?
I do. This has been a beefy first half.
Yeah, it has.
Oh, you think you know what happened to me? Look, I'm back, and I'm about to unearth all the secrets in Old Cove. So do a little refresher on Season 1 and get caught up before Season 2 arrives. Trust and believe. You don't want to miss what's coming.
Welcome to Severed, a podcast suite that offers a rotation of content centered around true crime to paranormal cases. Severed True Crime covers high to low profile true crime cases like the Westfield Watcher, The Staircase, The Keepers, and other binge-worthy favorites on Netflix. Severed Paranormal peers into the corner-moon windows of the Amityville Horror House, the Conjuring House, and other mysterious cases, locations, and urban legends.
I'm Harry Chambers.
And I'm Drew Hudson. We want you along for this investigative and haunting roundup. Scare you soon.
Okay. This topic, I don't know what we're going to do with it. It just kind of popped up really late when we were recording last week. We didn't really get to it then. Also, it was kind of in relation to Doom, but I hadn't played Doom, so I didn't really talk about it, and I didn't talk about this. But game preservation, it is looming on the horizon to just really not exist anymore.
There's a lot of stuff that's happening right now in the gaming space that just feels scummy and icky.
So let me tell you where it came up for me, because I've heard about the Switch stuff,
Uh-huh.
but like the Switch thing is a little better because it's at least a license that you can sell in a way. So I guess let's describe that real quick. So
Okay, yeah.
Nintendo's sticking with cartridges because they say
Right.
cartridges load faster, thus their games will run more efficient. That's their mission statement for using cartridges, which
Mhm.
I don't really think is that important, but whatever. So cartridges cost way fucking more to produce than discs, CDs and shit. So you could throw Mario on a disc for like $1, but you got to pay $10 to even get the cartridge. Then you got to put the game on it. There's just more overhead, front-loaded costs to have these cartridges.
Right.
It's like buying a hard drive or a flash drive. The bigger you buy one, the more you're going to spend. And as games are becoming like 100 fucking gigabytes, imagine having a 100 gigabyte fucking flash drive.
It would be
Those run $40, $50 a piece.
Yeah.
So you're going to tell me they're going to drop $50 to just put a game on every single one of those, and they sell 1 million copies, 50 times 1 million? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Bullshit, they'll never do it. So Nintendo, with even the Switch, started putting like half the game on the cartridge, and then it would prompt your system to go download the rest from the internet. And the Switch is doing that now. I mean, that's a thing that happens today. Well, the Switch 2, what they want to do, apparently they are going to have some cartridges with the game.
Okay.
But if you don't want to buy that one, you can buy these Game Key ones,
Yeah.
which has nothing on it but a license, and you have to take the license off the cartridge to your console. Then you can take the license from the console back to the cartridge, and then you could sell that cartridge at GameStop or something.
That's so weird to me.
But it's the fucking license. Then did you see, oh my god, I think you did send me this one, where they want to lock people out of their systems if they do
Yes.
mods. So
That
they were like,
bothers
oh,
me.
you don't own a Switch 2, you own the right to use a Switch 2.
Yes, like it's like you're renting the equipment. Like I purchase a console to
I'm so glad I
have
didn't
in my
pre-order this
home.
thing. Yeah.
And you can't like make any mods to it even. Like if I wanted to swap out some terabytes for whatever business, I couldn't do that.
Yeah.
You have to just use it as is. It's so weird to me. Like companies are telling you what you can and can't do. Like I understand voiding the warranty, but like revoking access to the system completely if you mod it at all,
That's ridiculous.
that's weird.
That is weird. And then that they're like, well, you're getting the right to use this equipment to play our games. It's not like, oh, you have equipment, now you can play games with it.
Yeah.
We're just giving you the access to use it. Then Doom came out last week or whenever the fuck that happened. And these discs, I'm so glad I didn't fucking buy anything, honestly, because all discs, there is not a single disc that exists out there at any store. If you go see a copy of Doom on the shelf, there is 85 megabytes on that disc.
Oh my god.
And those 85 megabytes solely tell the console, go download this game from the server.
I just
So
don't
if I don't
get
have
it.
the fucking internet, I put that in, it goes, what game are you talking about? There's no fucking game here.
Like too fucking bad.
I bought your game for $70, and if I don't have the internet and I put it in, it goes, that's a fucking blank disc.
And it's not even a game that you play online with people. It's a solo individual game that you play at home on your couch by yourself.
Yes. What the fuck is happening? Like, this
it's-
is that digital future
Yeah.
really fucking coming to fruition right now.
We're getting to the tipping point where it just doesn't make sense what companies are doing anymore. Like if I want to have the key to a game and not actually have the game itself. I get Steam, you know? Like, even with Steam,
Yeah.
though, you download and you install the game. And you have the game. You're not reaching out to a service on the internet to, like, play the game every time.
Well, you're not once you've downloaded it from the server. So,
okay,
like,
so it keeps the game on your console after you've downloaded it?
yeah, so, like, I put the Doom disc in. It'll go download the game, and now it is on my system. Same as Steam, basically. But if they were to take it off of the server, same with Steam, and you were to delete it from your computer, you'll never be able to re-download it. Because
Yeah.
now it doesn't exist out there.
Right.
But
So
you could have it if you never touched it from its initial download.
So with a Nintendo, like, are you able to... You said you can sell the game back? Like, you can uninstall it and then put the key back on the cartridge?
That shit breaks my... I don't understand what that means. But
Yeah.
there's like a thing. There's an entity in the cartridge, okay?
Okay.
Because, like, they're even talking about it now on, like, the Switch One right now. Where, like, you can say, like, these are my digital games. And you can say, like, I want to be able to play all these games at any given moment. So, like, let's say I buy Breath of the Wild through the Nintendo store, right? That license belongs to me. And I can then add it to a thing up to 6 games where I can go, okay, Kelsey hasn't bought it. I'm going to let her borrow my copy.
Okay.
And I can give it to you for like 2 weeks. And then I can't play it now because I've given you my license. That's a thing they're doing on the Switch right now.
That doesn't make any sense.
That's a new
to
thing.
me.
I know, but that's what they're doing. This is that whole Xbox, PlayStation, E3 with Xbox One. Yeah. Where PlayStation was making fun of them and they were like, this is how you share games on our console. And he just like handed the game over to the guy and goes... because
I remember
Xbox One was going to do all the DRM stuff or whatever.
Uh-huh.
Just like, it's so convoluted, but then the idea that if I were to go to Walmart and buy Doom, I don't even have the game to preserve it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't
that's
own
what bothers
anything.
me. Like, how are people 10, 20 years in the future, like, even gonna begin to access this game? It's not somewhere in a library where you can go physically get it. It's like
True.
Overwatch 1. Like, you can't play Overwatch 1 anymore. You just can't.
Yeah. It doesn't exist. It is
Yeah.
fake now. You know? It's a fucking fever dream, that game.
Yeah.
You spent, what, 10,000 hours in it?
Pretty
And there's no
much.
proof. There's no fucking proof.
There's no proof.
See? That's the thing. That's why we think all of our grandparents are crazy. They spent all this time doing stuff that we obliterated, and they're all like, I swear to God I did these things. You're going to be that crazy lady like, you know, there was an Overwatch 1. It wasn't always Overwatch 50. And they're all like,
Yeah.
no, they really started at 50 because it's a cool number. And you're like, no, Diva was a little girl in a mech suit.
Symmetra used to be a support character. Go to bed, Grandma.
Support. There's no support characters anymore. What the fuck's she talking about? Heels here. What does that mean? Oh my God. Like, oh my God, she really did, didn't she?
Yeah. She had
Yeah.
a fucking shield generator and a
That's right.
just like a whole different system. Yeah. I mean,
It's weird to
it's
think about
crazy.
original Overwatch because that game is so far removed from time.
they have been doing a thing where they like have Overwatch 1 available to play
Said,
for
like,
you in Overwatch 2.
Classic, right?
Yes, and they
Yeah.
have like old patches that they'll put live. So like Torbjorn handing out armor and shit still happens.
Yeah, that
And it-
shit is so ancient now.
And it sucks. We played some Overwatch 1 and we were like, how did we ever tolerate this as a game? It's bad.
It's not bad. It was great. It was perfect.
It was, but now it's just so different. Like, it's like we're boiling the frogs, you know, we're just used to it now.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, see, they do it little by little. And then you got Nintendo saying, like, there's no games on these cartridges. It's all made up.
Return of the Frog's gay.
You believe the game's on there, so it's there.
Yeah, exactly.
Kind of thing. So, but speaking of where games are going right, I mean, I really don't know where to go with game preservation. It's such a big, like changing topic even right now that people don't know
Yeah.
what's going on with it.
Totally changing. Can't figure it out. Don't want to anymore.
But a cool thing, I guess this got announced 2 days ago, and I just found out about it today. So
Nice.
it's the 23rd. But Hellblade 2, which we were super into when it was coming out just because it looks so cool. We were like, oh, these
Yeah.
graphics are going to be nuts. Well, that was a PlayStation game originally, part 1. And part 2 went to Xbox. Well, Xbox has been handing out all their playthings, and Senua's Saga is officially coming to the PS5. I don't know when, but it's happening, and now I can have both of them in one place. Life will be good when that happens.
This is so exciting. I'm just watching the little trailer again, and she just
But-
looks incredible.
Honestly, my brain is living fully for Gears of War coming to the PlayStation, because I will play the ever-loving fuck out of that game all over again.
Hell yeah.
It's going to be weird, because I'm used to buttons in a different layout, but I'll make it work. I'll make it work. They're going to bring multiplayer. Like, it's officially like the first game, again, just on PS5. With multiplayer lobbies and everything. It'll be all up in that
Very
shit.
exciting.
Already talked Ferdinand into buying it, so.
Hell yeah.
But, of course, why else would you be coming to YMBToAP if not for...
Monster
Mondays! I know we skipped the one last week.
So much time.
Shit happened. It's fine. But we did watch episodes 22, 23, and 24.
Yes.
Let's get an update in there.
Let's do it. So we are wrapping up what is called the episodic arc. So next we're
Okay,
going to be
cool.
starting the Munich arc. So
Okay.
let's talk about the episodic arc. Let's talk about what we loved, what we hated, what we look
Yeah.
forward to.
I fully get why it's called that, because like everyone is like its own little bite-sized story, whatever thing. You did say we would get more Lunge. Well, we did.
Yes,
That fool went
we
off the fucking
sure
rails.
Did. This is my favorite Lungi episode to date. Like, oh my god.
So
He's fucking crazy, man.
okay, what?
So
Last we
episode-
saw him, he got like let go from the police force, and he was like, "Cool, that means I'm
Yes.
just free to chase Tenma down forever."
Right, and he'd hunted down his friend, right? No, that was Tenma who went out to go see his friend.
Yeah,
Who-
the college friend that he was like, "You saw me cheat." He was like, "Yeah, I know, but I did too."
Well treated, bud. Yeah, I can't even remember the last time we saw.
How
Lungi.
else do
Okay,
you
that
get
was-
through medical school?
Yeah, it
uh,
was definitely
yeah.
when he.
He got let go, but then
Yes.
Ava had showed up, and he was like, "I'm actually gonna go talk to you again and let you help me catch Tenma, because we both hate his guts."
Yes.
Now, Lunge is free to go chase him at his leisure, and he decides to use a murder that has occurred to frame Tenma simply to get him to show up. Well, no, not frame Tenma. He wants it to seem like it was Johan so that
Yeah.
Tenma will show up, and then he can capture him.
Yeah, it's not even like Lunge is using the murder to do that. The murder actually was like a copycat murder, basically. So the guy is like, I'm gonna just kill my parents because I can get away with it because there's all these like killings happening right now. It wasn't
Yeah.
even his parents; it was his aunt and uncle, right? Because they were childless.
Yes.
Yeah. So
And that shit was so fucking dope, though, when he was like, I love Lunge because he's like legit kind of
Yeah.
the best detective of all time.
he really is.
Fool is nuts.
Like
how
watching
he
him.
like work.
Yeah, watching him work and figure it out. Like I got chills when he's like, "So why didn't I finish the job?" And then he sees himself in the mirror. I was
Yeah.
like, "Oh, because the killer saw himself. It wasn't Johan."
And see, I did not get there till he spit it out later. I was all like, "What? What?" I was like, "Explain." And then he did later. But yeah, the guy saw
Yeah.
himself, so he felt bad. Okay, cool.
It was also really awesome the way the episode like mirrored Tenma doing the exact same thing basically as Lunge. Like he gets
Yeah.
to the scene of the crime and he's acting it out pretty much in the exact same way that the inspector did, and they both came to the same conclusions in the same way. They both had that
Yeah.
moment in the mirror of like it couldn't have been Johan.
Yeah.
It was so intense.
So, when Tenma's doing that, Lunge shows up, and he's fucking like going ham. He's like shooting at him and chasing him.
It's crazy. He never actually like fires his gun, but he does draw it, and he's like,
True.
I'm gonna fucking get you. You're mine now. I've cornered your ass. And then what? Tenma jumps out a window, right?
Yeah, and the guy who actually did the murder just like can't handle that he did it, because like he's pretty sure Lunge knows, which Lunge was like, I do know, but I don't care about you.
Yeah, he basically.
Like-
I love the way that he laid the trap, like the whole situation of like, I'm gonna tell the journalist to keep publishing shit because then Tenma's gonna read that, show up
Yeah.
to the scene of the crime, and I'm gonna catch him in the act because he can't stand somebody else taking credit for these murders.
Yeah.
Whereas, like Tenma is at the scene of the crime because he's also investigating the murder because he's chasing down Johan.
Yeah. So Lunge gets stabbed by the real guy who did it, because he's like, you can't let people know. Like, he's so like not in on the game plan.
Yeah,
And he
he's so
just
wrapped up
fucking-
in like, I'm gonna get caught.
Yeah, so he stabs Lunge. Lunge still chases Tenma, which was nuts. He's like bleeding and like going out to the car window and
Yeah,
shit.
but first Lunge shoots out that dude's kneecaps. Like that was
Oh, yeah.
brutal and uncalled for. I guess not uncalled for. He did stab him, but like, man, the way he's just like, you stupid fuck, you're ruining everything, and shoots at his knees.
Quit following me. And then
And yeah, the part where he's like at the car, like banging on the window and stuff.
Yeah.
The way they drew his eyes all bruised and crazy.
Yeah.
Is like intense.
So he winds up getting in the car. Well, Tenma gets him in the car to take care of him. They kind of have this whole discussion. He's like, I know it's you. And he's like, it's not me. But then he's like, I'm going to get you for this. But he passes out from blood loss.
And then Tenma's driving, just casually holding the gun up, like, please
Yeah.
don't wake up and hurt me. And yet,
So Tenma does perform surgery on him. He saves his life. And then later, it ends in the most fucking weird way.
yeah.
Because they're all like, oh, Lunge, that man's so nice. He's like my favorite patient. He is so enjoying recovery. He said he can't wait to like go see the person that like put him here or like saved his life. And he's just like evilly squeezing this thing to get back arm strength. Like, yeah, I'm gonna fucking recover.
Yeah. He's having
And
so
then it
much
ended.
fun. Yeah, that was a wild episode. I just loved how intense it was. Like the whole back half of the episode is like
Oh yeah.
edge your
action.
seat, white knuckle stuff.
Oh yeah.
And, like-
Lunge's the monster for sure.
Oh yeah.
And no change to the ending
Yes.
for
yeah.
all these.
What I really liked about this episode was like seeing into Tenma's psyche, like the whole scene where he's like, unhandcuff me so I can fix you, and Lunge's like, I'm just gonna point the gun at you the whole time, and they have that like
And he was like,
battle
don't
of
walk
words.
closer to me. And he's like, I'm gonna fucking save your life because I love you.
He's like, I have my tools, but not my most important tools, these hands. And
Like-
the handcuff Foley was on point, by the way.
Yeah. I can't handle Tenma being so pure because he was like a gun in my face, but he's like, I care about your life more still. And he still just
Yeah.
walks right at him, unrelenting, unflinching. I want to save you.
Yes.
I
And
love him. He's such a cinnamon roll.
He's so good. And then he was also like, I'm never calm. I can't be calm. Like, every time I'm in surgery, I'm freaking out because what if the guy's
yeah.
going to die? You think I'm calm? I'm not. And he just, yeah, like seeing that side of him, because we haven't seen kind of unhinged
Yeah.
Tenma yet. It's just been like really even keel. Like he's always happy, always helping. And now he's like losing his mind a little bit because he's like, I need to help you even though you're trying to kill me. So please unhandcuff me so I can actually
Yeah.
do my job and fix you.
This was a very good episode. I love this
Yeah,
one.
it was.
Very.
Like, this is one of my favorites so far.
Then we get 2 Ava ones back to fucking back. And boy, do they draw her creepy sometimes.
Yeah, they do. Okay, so Eva's Confession, episode 23. I don't know if this episode was trying to get us to feel sympathetic toward her, or was it just like trying to show us that she really has like fully lost it? Because it shows her stalking the hell out of him, you know?
This one, I didn't think they tried to get us to care, because I was like, if they're trying to get me to care, I don't in this one. I think it's the next one they try to get you to care again.
Yeah, that's true.
I think this is the simply unhinged, watch me just go for vengeance look, is all this one was.
She's unraveling in this one. Like, she's getting locked up because she's drunk and disorderly in public. She's passing out in alleyways. She can no longer live in her home because she burned it the fuck down, and she doesn't have any money, which I don't know why she doesn't have money. Like, I figure her bank accounts are probably set up from her inheritance and her 3 alimonies, but
I mean, I guess if she's just still blowing it, living the high life, but not really intaking much more than those, she probably blows it all like as soon as it comes in.
She does have like perfectly manicured hands even in jail.
Yeah, and she's renting the hotel room, so I mean, she's still paying for a place to live.
But she's
and
not paying
going out
for
and do
that
all
guy
stuff.
because he kicks her out. He's like,
Oh,
you
yeah.
haven't paid rent, and she's like,
like,
guess
"You
what?
need to
I
pay."
can't.
So, and
Yeah.
then she meets the guy who was the bodyguard in the one with
Yes.
the guy that died before he could be a father to the kid.
Yes.
So he shows up.
Roberto.
Yeah, and he basically is just infiltrating Ava because he knows she knows stuff about Johan. She's seen Johan, and there's photos that he wants to dispose of because Johan can't be real out there in the world. He has to remain this idea.
Yeah.
And that shit got intense. Like, I mean, that's pretty much what all 23 was. But in the next one, that opening was fucking nuts. Because he's like about to kill her in the bed. And she's so unflinching, was like, but you need me. Like, you need my photos. If you kill me, you can't have shit.
Yeah, and in that moment, I wrote down, like, Eve is a master negotiator. She fears no death. And then Roberto, like, picks her apart right then
And then he
there.
goes, your legs are shaking so bad. You're lying. And she's like, I know.
She collapses. I was like, man, pull yourself together.
I, for real, was like, what a force this lady is. Like, she was playing him as well the whole time, but she kind of wasn't.
Yeah.
So he knows where Tenma is. She wants to kill Tenma. He just wants to get close. I guess he's trying to kill Tenma too, right? So that no one can be tracking down Johan, essentially.
Right.
Yeah. And then we get Dita!
Dita! I got so excited when he came back on screen. I was like, we haven't seen you in months.
I know. So she shows up, but then basically backtracks on her own plan because Roberto winds up shooting her.
Yeah, that was fucking wild. So, like, they're here to check in on Tenma, basically. And, of course, he's tending to a wounded mob boss that just...
Yeah.
He just happened to be in the right place, right time. And they're like, I'm going to save this mob boss. We're still hanging out with the Bucktooth guy. And
I love
so
that
we
guy.
find out via the mob boss that, like, Johan was out there committing financial crimes at age 15 or something and just, like, setting up money laundering schemes and Ponzi pyramids or whatever. I don't know what's going on with all that business, to be honest.
Yeah, I kind of don't even remember all that shit. I just remember them showing up, and there's only one path in, one path out, and I was like, oh, this is going to be some kind of gunfight and shit, and I was getting all excited.
Yeah. I was really sad for Dieter when he runs down the hill, and he's like, guess what, Mr. Helmet, you can come eat lunch with us. And Helmet is dead. Like,
yeah.
That sucks. But yeah, watching...
Oh, but Dieter made me cry because Dieter is becoming such a little Tenma.
He is!
I can't leave you. I have the ability to save you, and I have to. And he's trying to help Ava out, even though he kind of knows she's bad.
I know. He, like, drags her off into, like, a better clearing. He's like, you're out in the open. You're going to fucking die out here. I'm going to drag you over here, lady. So
I love this kid, though, because he's so, like, don't know where the shooter is, boss. I'm a looking... Like, he's such a fucking player in the game, you know? Like,
he really is. Yeah, like, he's not
so
just like the
good.
kid that tags along or like somebody. He's not an
no,
anchor
he
weighing
is a
Tenma down.
team member.
Yeah, he's there. Like, he's doing stuff. He's
Yeah.
part of the club.
Love Dieter, man.
He's the best. But yeah, so we expect Ava to, like, kill Tenma basically because Roberto gave her a gun, and then, like, he has his own gun. They're going to go up there together and kill him, and then he shoots her to create another trap, like we saw Lungay
As
doing.
bait.
Everyone's trying to bait Tenma out, and I was worried because I don't remember how a lot of this goes. I was worried that either Ava was going to die and Dieter was going to feel responsible, or that Dieter was going to get injured. I was like, please don't get hurt.
Yeah. I really thought Tenma was going to get hurt because he was like, oh, shit, I know that's Ava's voice. I have to go to her.
Just
And,
sprints
like,
down that mountain.
He fucking was, like, cutting through brush and, like, hiding behind trees, doing the good, like, soldier run shit, you know? But, like, because they don't know where this shooter is, so there's no guarantee what flank he's got on you, where all this can go down from. But he still goes out there because I got to go help Ava. She's shot and she's hurt. 'Cause he's such good. He's just so good. So he goes down there, and then I think she passes out, right? And then he saves
but like
her.
just before she does, she like sees Tenma's face.
Oh yeah, because Dieter was like, Tenma's gonna come. He's gonna save you, and she goes, he's not gonna come for me. He would never show up for me. And then as she passes out, there's his face, and she's like, oh my man, that I want to kill.
I know. I feel in some way bad for her because the way that she's acting is just so like wounded animal, you know? I mean,
Yeah.
She still loves Tenma deeply, but she's so wounded by being like, he's the only man that ever spurned her. She's been kind of the aggressor in all of her relationships, being able to just like walk away from men at the drop of a hat, but she loves Tenma. And you can tell because she calls him Kenzo the whole time, and nobody else calls him Kenzo. Like that's his first name. So
Yeah.
whatever. But I lost my train of thought. She loves Kenzo. So she where was it going? I feel
she
bad
feels like
for her.
a caged animal, wounded animal.
Yeah, like the way that she's always held power over people, and she doesn't have power over him.
Yeah.
And
which is the sole reason she wants to kill him.
Yeah. She's like, well, if I can't like be with you, I will just kill you. I don't feel sorry for her. I have sympathy for her.
Yes.
I don't have sympathy for her. What do I have for her? Intrigue. I'm interested in the way that her mind works.
We have a nonchalance. Like, we don't want... Just go be somewhere else. Do your thing. Like, I don't wish you ill will.
Yeah.
But I don't need you around.
Yes.
You know?
Kind of like Tenma. That's how we feel toward her. But at the end...
Well, because he knows that she kind of really doesn't care, or else she wouldn't have done all these things, you know?
Yeah. She's an interesting character, like an interesting villain, you know? I love interesting villains, weird motivations, and I think that she really fills that hole in this show.
Yeah.
Because everyone else's motivation is just Johan.
Yeah. Very true. These three were just so action-packed and so tense, like her in the bed and like Roberto gonna like shoot her in the back.
Yeah.
Like a lot of this was just so intrigue with a sprinkle of action. Like there was just a lot going on in these. These three were very fun to watch.
Also, we didn't really discuss like Roberto and Eva hooked up, right?
Yes.
Because they were naked. So like he
yeah.
backhands the shit out of her, and then she's like, you know what? Let's fuck.
Because she knows that she had cards that he needed still.
Yeah.
Like, I do admire... I admire her.
Yeah.
Because she is strong. I mean, she's is a
strong.
force, you know? She is... I don't know. I mean, like, she is. You know what I mean? Like...
Yeah.
Doesn't mean she's good, but, like, she sure is... She knows what she's doing. She knows how to get there. And that's admirable. Doesn't mean she's doing it for the right reason or for a good reason.
Yeah.
But it's like, you got to admire that she is so strong-willed and can do these things.
Yeah.
No
I
matter
like watching
all
her.
that's happened to her. Yeah, she hasn't let it fully break her.
Right. And at the very end, when she's like in the wheelchair and the mob boss is caring for her, she like heals up. That was so sweet. He like made her that dish that the bucktooth guy made them.
Yeah. I love that. He's like, well, probably not as good, but we'll enjoy what we can. So I loved these three. The endings did not change, so it's still monster down the hill, farmer dude eats it, becomes strong, lifts a log.
Yes.
So one day we'll progress past that. Maybe now that we're in the Munich arc, something will change
Yeah.
there.
I am really excited about the Munich arc. This is kind of where the story, I mean, it takes a strange turn and we start getting more new characters here. So I'm curious to see these new characters again through our new eyes.
Okay.
So let's plan on watching episodes 25 through 29 for the
Yes.
next one. So it's
5 episodes.
5 episodes.
That's kind of a beefy one.
Yeah, we were doing what 4 and 5 before, and now we're back in the swing of things.
Yeah. So, if you guys are watching with us, let us know what your thoughts were at the end of the episodic arc, and hopefully you're here for the Munich arc with us starting next week. So,
Yes.
I'm still digging it. I still think it's a 10 out of 10. It's a pretty good show. It's definitely better with a partner.
Yes.
Because alone, I think it'd be too much.
Yeah, I am
to
really
break
glad that
down
we're
by
watching
yourself.
it together.
Yeah. So with that, you ready to go get these 5 episodes started?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. If you love this episode, please tell a friend. Word of mouth is the best way we can get the good YMBToAP into fresh new ears. We release weekly every single Monday. Today is Memorial Day, but it's a holiday. You still got fresh YMBToAP. Still brand new YMBToAP. We never let you guys down. If you want to talk to us, you can catch us at the Discord. Not so secret anymore. Come and talk in our episode discussion about the stuff that we talked about today. I want to know if you guys are all up into the Mission Impossible stuff. What's your last DMV session like? I want to know what you guys think about this whole game preservation thing. Like, what do you guys think about, the digital future really just fucking forcing its face in ours now? Like, it is becoming a fucking problem, and it's a lot. It's a lot to think about. And also, please, 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 if you guys are watching Monster with us, that anime channel, go in there and let's talk about it. I want to talk to you guys about this show, man.
I want to hear your thoughts.
I know some of you have started it. We haven't really seen a lot of discussion. I know that we discuss it here, but I'd still love to rehash some stuff, dig a little deeper into stuff with you guys there. So if you are watching, please go to the anime channel. Love to talk to you there. And again, thank you to all of our listeners, whether you're watching Monster or not. We just love chit-chatting with you guys about the world, all the things in it. Love you guys so much.
Our theme song is The Grim Reaper Blows the Horn by Farage. Please check him out on YouTube. And as always, thank you for listening, and tune in next time to get the answer to that burning question. Is your husband here?
But we had one more important sound we wanted you to hear.
It's so fluid and strange, and quit knocking shit over with your big ass. Jesus Christ.
Too bad that can't be the show title. Stop knocking stuff over with your big ass.
Go play somewhere else. I love you. Please. For fuck's sake. Okay. Here's your ender.
That is it for sure.